my Sag friend, as well as my ministerial partner. I am so grateful that I was asked to share a few words with you about the season, about what we are here for, what we have journeyed through. The light of joy. Today is a celebration. We have journeyed from hope and faith, peace and love, and now joy. We are journeying in joy today. The light of joy is a journey of a new way of being. This is what the Jews in the first century wanted. They longed for a new way of being. They longed for a new kingdom and a new king. They no longer wanted to live under the oppression, under imperial rule. They had lived under such conditions for centuries, through endless wars, extremely oppressive conditions. And the Roman Empire, beginning in 63 BCE, was perhaps the most oppressive of all. It seemed that their hopes for a peaceful life, a life of justice, was going to be yet another unfulfilled promise. This is the context of the first Christmas. There are actually two Christmas stories, as I'm sure you all know. One written in the book of Matthew, the other written in the book of Luke. In both Matthew and Luke, it is said that Jesus is the means through which God's promises are to be fulfilled. So the fulfillment of God's promises is a joyous celebration. It's a joyous occasion. Our scriptural reference today has often been used as one of the signs that the promise of a new way of being, a new way of living, will finally be fulfilled. And it reads thus, "But the angel said to them, 'Do not be afraid, for see, I bring you good news of great joy for all the people.'" That was from Luke, the 2nd chapter, the 10th verse. Now, each of us has experienced times when we have had one setback after another, right? I'm sure there's not one person here who has not had a setback. And during those times, we have felt that there was no light in the darkness that we were experiencing. We were unique, right? There was no light in the darkness. And like the Israelites, we may have longed for a different kind of world to live in. But because we had had so many glimmers of hope only to be dashed away, we were afraid to believe. We were afraid to believe that we could have a permanent peace, a permanent joy, a long-lasting love. However, as truth students, we know that the power to create the world that we long for is where? It's within us. Today we have journeyed to a different level of consciousness from the time of the first century Jews. We know that the answer to peace on earth, goodwill to all, is within each of us, whether our actions consistently demonstrate this or not. Now, getting back to our scripture, Mary carried the message of peace on earth, goodwill to all in her womb. The baby Jesus was born to bring the message of Christ to the world. As we awaken to the truth that the Christ is born, not only in Jesus, but in each of us, we receive our own individual message of joy. And when we view our journey from the past to the present, the journey of Advent, the journey of light, through the lens of songs, there may be an even clearer picture of my message today. Let's begin with two of the infancy hymns, the Magnificat and the Benedictus, located in the book of Luke, and compare them with more recent Christmas hymns like Joy to the World and Angels We Have Heard on High that we sang earlier. In the Magnificat, located in Luke, the first chapter, the 46th through the 55th verses, Mary sings, I magnify God because of what God is doing in me. In the Benedictus, located in Luke, the first chapter, the 68th through the 79th verses, Zechariah, the father of John the Baptizer, the forerunner of Jesus, sings, Blessed be the Lord of Israel, who has visited and redeemed his people. Now, each of these ancient biblical songs declares a sense of fulfillment, of prophecy, and of joy. And certainly, the very familiar and traditional songs, Joy to the World, The Lord is Come, Let Earth Receive Her King, and Angels We Have Heard on High, sweetly singing o'er the plains and the mountains in reply, echoing our joyous strains, are songs of fulfillment and joy. And when we include the New Thought songs like Softening, Chariots and Love, Serve and Remember, we see a more complete picture of the journey of Advent through songs of joy, songs of fulfillment and light. But when we look closely at the lyrics to the ancient biblical songs as well as the more recent songs of the Advent and Christmas season, it shows us that the journey is not all light, love, and joy. We know that. There is conflict, much conflict. But the journey of light is also a journey of what? Overcoming. Overcoming conflict, overcoming confusion, overcoming trials, overcoming darkness. The lyrics of New Thought holiday songs speak of the overcoming, the light, the joy in our hearts. The lyrics to Softening say this so beautifully. I am filled with the light of 1,000 angels, softening my way, softening my way. I am filled with the light of 1,000 angels, softening my way to thee. Joy, joy is in my heart. Joy is in my heart. Now, in the book of Matthew, Jesus' birth is the coming of light into the darkness of the times. The wise men from many nations are drawn to the light. The point being made is that Jesus is the light of nations, yet King Herod, who of course represents darkness, continues his plot to kill the baby Jesus, showing us that the darkness seeks to extinguish the light. We've seen that in modern times, haven't we? But as we know, the light always penetrates the darkness. The light of joy is possible in every situation. As we travel from ancient times to the present times, there's no question that joy is a divine promise. Wherever we are, where is God? God is right here. Which also means that joy is here. From that point of power, from that point of God, joy can emerge regardless of the circumstances. From your point of power, you have within you a light that penetrates the darkness. You have the light of hope and faith that never goes away. It may be hidden from view sometimes, but it is always available to be tapped into when you need it most. The Spirit of God expresses through each of us as peace, as faith, as love, as joy. Each of us is on our own soul's journey. And Jesus' soul journey of light is a model for us. It's a model for the light that we carry within ourselves. And so symbolically, each Christmas, we're reminded of the birth of that light. And that is what we are celebrating today. And we will celebrate yet again next Sunday. The birth of Christ awareness is the most significant rebirth of all births. And every human being is equipped to give birth. There's no gender requirement. None whatsoever. The only requirement is to awaken to who you truly are. What Jesus brought to the world was a spark of new light, a spark of new possibility, a light that shines through the darkness of human confusion and illuminates the spiritual truth. Again, we are that point of power, that point of light. That is faith. We are that point of power that is peace. We are that point of power that is love. We are that point of power that is joy. It brings joy to the world. So when we are in a space of negativity, and sometimes we can go there. I know I can. We still possess the power to remember the truth of who we are. We can bring forth our light of joy, and the whole world will sing with us. I am going to be inviting you to do a call and response, and Jeanette is going to be passing out the sheet so that you can read the call and response. And as she's doing that, I will just continue to say that the light of peace has a luminosity that glows softly. It guides us with a steady but soft glow. The light of faith restores our soul and leads us into paths of right thinking and being. When we follow the light of love, we can be safely guided through any darkness in the night of our lives. And when we follow the light of joy, the whole world changes its tune. And so I invite my right, your left, my right, to lead the call.
Gotcha.
And my left, your right, will respond. And then everyone will say the last affirmation together. Okay, the call. I follow the light of love. Response. I am safely guided through any darkness. Call. The light of peace glows softly within me. Response. I am guided steadily and calmly. Call. The light of faith restores my soul. It leads me into paths of right thinking and being. Together, the Christ is born in me today. I am the light of joy. Let's say that again. The Christ is born in me today. I am the light of joy. And in closing, I've chosen a poem that I love to refer to this time of year. It's written by Enola Chamberlain, and this poem has been published in many Unity publications, in the Daily Word, in Unity Magazine, over many years. And the title of this poem is Be Still, My Heart. Be still, my heart. The stars hold sway above the world tonight. Far in the east, one pulses with a pure and holy light. Be still, my heart. The bells will soon their joyous anthem ring. But now above their towers, I hear the angel chorus sing. Be still, my heart. This song I hear, this glowing star I see, bear witness to the fact that Christ is born again in me. Christ is born in you today. You are the light of joy. Namaste. Thank you so much.
Thank you.